Hello everybody, Andres here and welcome back to Gundam Witch from Mercury. Episode 6, if I'm not mistaken, and I rarely am nowadays, and today is no different. It is indeed episode 6 of Gundam Witch from Mercury. In the previous episode, Elan went on a date with Suletta. The goal of the date was, of course, figuring out if Ariel is a Gundam or not, if it uses the permet technology as they know it, or is it something else entirely. Elan had some interest in that, like personally, not just as an order, because he believed that Suletta might be one of his kind, an enhanced, semi-artificial human being who was created for the sole purpose of piloting a Gundam to get in sync with all that permit bullshittery and not suffer data storms and things like that. At least not this severely. As it turns out, no, Suletta is just a regular, boring human girl. It's simply Ariel that's really fucking good at not killing its pilot, which in hindsight seems to be a fairly low bar for a vehicle, but it is the world of Gundam, so I guess things like that are commonplace. I don't know how it is in like other Gundam worlds, because I know that this is a fairly standalone series. Uh, do let me know. I wonder if other Gundam series also have something like the Gundam killing its owner because, I don't know, some lack of synchronization between them or something. Or maybe not, because I might be watching other Gundam series as well, so who's to say? Who's to say? Okay, regardless of that. Elan went on that date, figured out that Suletta isn't the one, and then went on to fight Guel. Another Guel duel, because he needed to gather more information on combat with his Gundam, and also he probably wanted to vent some of his frustrations. And the stakes were, which Suletta for some reason agreed to, that if Elan wins, he gets to duel Suletta. And the stake of that duel, in turn, is Ariel, which is a very high stake. Meanwhile, Elan's stake is that he's gonna keep away from Suletta, which is not like, the balance of the stakes is kind of tied in favor of Elan. He doesn't really have all that much to lose. But yeah, the rules of duels in this world, in this school, are what they are, so it's probably perfectly fine. I mean, yeah, you can stake whatever you want. We also got an insight in some of the corporate politics things. We know that one of the corporations, the corpus, I'm gonna call them, who also created seemingly Elan, probably a clone of his father. They are working on those Gundams, and the woman who I see in the very first frame, who knows Suletta's mother and calls her a senpai, she works for them, she works with Elan, and now she went to talk with Suletta's mother. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but it really seems like it's kind of two worlds. There's the school and there is the corporate, and they kind of permeate each other slightly whenever a student gets orders from parent company, or whenever, no, it doesn't really go the other way. It just goes student gets orders and that's that. But yeah, it's interesting how we have that sort of a dual track storytelling, right? One track of storytelling is the school life, and the other track of storytelling is the bigger picture on the corporate scale, the things that are going on behind the scenes with the bearded dude whose name I can never remember. I think it begins with D, though. Not 100 positive on that either. But yeah, it's cool. Previous episode was cool, and I'm assuming in today's episode we are going to witness the duel between Elon and Suletta, and that Suletta is probably going to win. Or maybe we're gonna get a little bit of an inversion of expectations, and Suletta is going to lose. But if she does, then how's she gonna get Ariel back? So she's probably gonna win, or she's gonna get Ariel back through some other channels. Who's to say? Not me, for sure, because I haven't seen this episode yet. I know that you probably have, because it's an episode from the last week. This week, there was a recap episode. So I might actually be able to catch up to Gundam next week, because this week is a recap for you guys, but I'm watching an actual episode. Hey, it worked out in the end, right? So, regardless of that, episode 6. Subs, you're gonna need them to follow along with me. Sound, I'm gonna need it to listen to sound. I mean, what else? And support me if you want, monetarily, Patreon, Throne, or non-monetarily, completely for free. Share my account and spread the word. It does help a lot. The last month's Patreon payout I did use to buy an Elgato facecam, which will be arriving on the days. So your support has a real effect on the channel. But yeah, all that shilling done. There's gonna be more at the end, so prepare for that. All that shilling done, I think it's time to start watching episode 6 of Gundam Witch from Mercury in 3, 2, 1, go. Episode 6, as I already mentioned. Vanadis. No, it was built on the asteroid and just repainted. Because she can. Revenge? What's that talk of revenge? Did she wrong Suletta's mother somehow in the past? Well, I sure hope so, that Ariel is gonna win. Although now that you said it, I'm kinda worried. Because that's gonna be like a nice twist, right? Everybody believes that Ariel is gonna win. Boom, gotcha, fuckers. She lost. I wonder. Mostly because I can't see a scenario where Suletta loses and the series continues as it is. Unless Ellen decides to just give Ariel back, or through some corporate channels. Pel Technologies, the corpus. The corpus is exposed as creating Gundams, and the bearded dude gets pissed and orders them to give Ariel back or something. I have no clue. Although, let's be honest, Suletta still has a couple of characters to battle with. There's a whole council of Bishonens she has to defeat. I wouldn't be surprised if we had a fight against Chuchu, because Chuchu is the kind that likes to fight. The opening is still fire, though. That thing is certain. Ah, more divination. Hide. You pissed off Chuchu. True. I mean, Mio is not wrong. We don't have the prenuptial. Ariel is just as much mine as it is yours. I mean, at least he's free. With Suletta in her dorms. He becomes a part of the team. He doesn't seem particularly broken over the fact that he just got disinherited. Let me guess, Elan Keres is from Keres. Or Ceres. Yeah? Yeah, I mean, that's actually how it is. She literally has nothing to gain from this duel. She's a human. That's her fault. +1 to the harem. So, can't she pick a different field? Q Guel? Q Mio? Slav Squad. Slav Squad represents. He'll start the ground when Slav Squad around and all that. Heels to the sky, Western spy. That doesn't instill confidence. They're gonna eat you. Yeah, essentially. A candle? Possibly. Father? Brother? Or different clone, rather. That's a lot of other rhymes. Okay, so he's the original. Oh, not a clone. Just a random dude who was like plastic surgeried into looking like the real Elon, a body double essentially. That's not what I expected whatsoever. I fully expected a clone. Cue the thrusters failing. Probably not, but she has to. Yep. I'm glad she at least understands that he was nice to her only to use her. She's not entirely stupid. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Mio really knows like the right words and actions to kick Suletta into gear, doesn't she? All that talk about Suletta winning really makes me afraid she's just gonna lose. Hmm. I mean, yeah, it's a Gundam, so of course nobody knows anything. Didn't he give you his number or something, though? That's a depressing room. Using an intercom? Yeah, just fucking broadcasting it to the entire school. Suletta, you have no shame. I'd be burning up if I did something like that. Ah, that's random. I mean, not random, being that Happy Birthday song has a lot of significance to her, but random that she decided that it's apparently gonna work. Oh, she asked him for the birthday. That's why it has significance. And he dreamt of a candle, his first birthday, kind of sort of deal. Watch the cameras just to be sure. Kinda. Okay, what's the stake? Elan becomes my friend or something like that? Probably, knowing Suletta. Okay. Good to see the thrusters are working. Although, aren't they afraid of, like, damaging the space station? Inside, like, you can put some plates or something on the dueling chamber or whatever, but you can't exactly armor up the entire station. Okay, I thought we are nearing the end, but no, we still have a good 10 minutes. So we're either gonna see the whole duel or they're gonna cliffhang us. Okay, that's an interesting stake to say the least. Or I guess to say the most, because you can't really say anything more about that stake. Those glowing points in space, do they like limit the arena? Probably. No, she probably wants a little bit more information. How? How's she mean spirited? I mean, that's just your mindset, my dude. In no way, shape, or form is it Suletta's fault. So. And that's gonna be his undoing, probably. He's just berserking here. Increasing. Oh, not increasing power output, creating those EMP lasers. At least she's good at evasion, though, so. Ah, she's losing drones. Gunbits. He's losing gunbits too. So. Interesting that it's called a Gundbit because that immediately implies a Gundam. So he's essentially saying, hey, yo, I'm using a Gundam. I have Gundbits. And he's probably gonna pass out, and that's how he's gonna lose. Maybe. What's that? Oh, that was close. Fully expected him to crash, honestly. But yeah, that's enough for Suletta to gain the upper hand. At least briefly. Foot lasers? Bel- who's Belmelia Winston? What was her. And. EMP. That's an EMP blast. That's the oldest trick in the book, an EMP blast. Fries your electrical systems. Excusez-moi? He saw her gunbits as laughing children? Okay, Suletta won. That's interesting. She's syncing up more and more with Ariel. Probably. Candle. Of course, he has a sad backstory. He was probably brought up in like a very poor family, and taking the job of being a body double was like his only chance at having a normal life. Or perhaps he was forced into doing that because everybody was indebted to the corporation or something. I mean, now there are people that would do that, because before this moment he was completely cut off from everybody else, so he was like fully correct. Okay, so the head wife accepts the harem. That's cool. uh, but she's still a little bit pissed. Oh, not at Suletta. At Elan? Ghoul? Probably Elan. So is he gonna be just jettisoned down the chute out of the station into space? Or is he gonna be incinerated or something? Yeah, that's an incineration. And he's not coming, and he's not gonna come. Or another version of his is going to. Perhaps in spirit. That was the first time we witnessed something this dark ever since the prologue. It really took me by surprise that Ellen was just killed off. And with the happy birthday song, the exact same song Suletta's father died to. And the entire space station on the asteroid, honestly. Now, I wonder, is it a one-off thing that just happened once to remind us that, oh, it's dark. The series is dark a bit. And it's gonna happen every now and then, or is it a tonal shift, an indicator of a tonal shift? I hope it's not the latter. I genuinely hope it's not the latter. And not because I don't like sad stories and I don't like tragedies. I don't, for the record. But mostly because I'm not a fan of tonal shifts, especially ones that happen this late. Shadowy Gundam. What's that supposed to mean? No music, just silence. Elon and some sort of a Gundam. Was it his? Was it Ariel? I can't tell. Whatever. And let's go through it again. Shall we? Yes, we shall. To continue a little bit about the tonal shifts. I really don't like tonal shifts. Early on, okay, it makes sense. Like, first episode is in one tone, and then the second episode, or at the end of the first episode, it's like, oh no, whatever you thought about the series isn't true. Like, there was that one series. I can't remember the title, but it was taking place at school, and it was just regular school life anime essentially. But then it turns out that they are essentially hunkered down in that school because there's a zombie apocalypse or something going all around. Everybody's dead, and they are the last bastion of humanity. And what we saw in the first episode were just delusions of the main character girl. And that kind of a tonal shift, that's fine. In Madoka Magica, that also happened early, right? The first big tonal shift, it also happened fairly early. But when a tonal shift happens halfway through the season, I'd rather not. I'd rather not. I remember a certain fanfic I read, a My Little Pony fanfiction actually. The first part, like the original fanfic, thumbs up. It was genuinely great. It had some amazing comedy. It had some romance thrown into the mix, but not like offensively, you know, romance sake romance, but just some undertones. It was mostly great comedy. Then came the second part. The dude deemed it necessary to write a sequel, and honestly, the story could have used the sequel. Problem is, the sequel was about abuse, gaslighting, shit like that, right? What in the original was jokes, like misunderstanding jokes, like she said, he said, oh, it really was different, ha 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 ha. In the sequel, it was he said, she said, and she believed and get angry at him, and that's completely destroy the relationship, and it's doom, right? Why? Why would you have a working formula and fucking destroy it so severely? But yeah, ever since then, I have a bad feeling. I have a bit of a tonal shift PTSD, I guess you could say. Like, not to make light of PTSD, but just to, compare it a little bit, I guess, maybe, sorta. I don't know, whatever. I don't like tonal shifts, is the point. So I hope none happens. Since when do you work with pale technologies? She's nervous. She's grasping her hand, looking down, not looking in her eyes. It's interesting how this anime manages to portray people's emotions so well through just gestures and gazes and stances alone. You're the one carrying on the Vanadis legacy. What is Vanadis? Why have your own daughter pilot it? It's no use taking revenge for a 21-year-old. 21-year-old what? 21-year-old disagreement? 21-year-old argument? 21-year-old wrongdoing? What did she do to Suletta's mother? I don't know. What I do know is that she knows that she fucked up and that Suletta's mother is vengeful to some extent. How many have there been? And Suletta's mother knows the secret. Until we meet again, and she's just dejected, slumped over. Yes. We smoked her out. We smoked out the witch, being Ellen? Probably. Huh. What's her game? What's anybody's game at this point, honestly? Suletta's mother probably wants revenge and wants to undo what the bearded dude did, essentially, and bring back the Gundam research, but using their technology. But also some revenge, for sure, 100%. And I'm with her. I only hope that in her quest for vengeance, she doesn't lose herself. I don't want her to become the villain. And I have a feeling. I have a weird feeling that I'm gonna note down even. Gundam. Gundam. Suletta's mother becomes antagonist. Suletta goes against her. Probably not like literally, but the classic moment of one member of the party, quote unquote, having a gun against the villain's head, and someone else, someone who was also going against the villain, jumping in front. No, don't do that. Don't kill the villain. I fear we might be going for something like that, especially since Japanese media is so extremely prone to the if you kill him, you're going to be just like him bullshit. And I fear we might be going for something along those lines, where the bearded deuce is about to be executed point blank by Suletta's mother, and then Suletta bursts in and, no, mom, killing is wrong. Kind of bullshit. I sure fucking hope not. But it's within the realm of possibility. Knowing anime, it's almost fucking certain. But then again, it's Gundam, Witch from Mercury. It's been doing plenty of things differently, so maybe that's another thing that will be done differently. Who's to say? Only the future will. I love Choo Choo. With every episode, I grow to love Choo Choo more and more. She really is the nonon of this series. You fall for people's sweet words too easily. Yeah, I mean, she's not wrong. Guel gets disinherited and thrown out of the Jetruk house. Gets evicted. Where am I supposed to live? Something tells me he's gonna join Suletta's house. Although, that's the house of Ervians. And he's a Spatian. So he's probably not gonna be welcomed with open arms. Interesting. We're not gonna have any more Guel duels though. Unless in like training machines, but I doubt he's gonna have access to like the state of the art mobile suits. But yeah, he's not particularly broken over that fact. I think, at least partially, he sees it as a freedom. He no longer has the support of the Jetark House, but he no longer has the obligations to the Jetark House either. He can finally strike it on his own. He can prove that he is a good pilot. Not the machine, he is. I wonder where Guel's character is gonna go, because I really do like him so far. Jewel. I'm gonna take Ariel, and she's gonna have Elan tell her everything about him. Since you arrived, both Gul and Elan haven't been themselves. Yeah, even I wanna know more about you. I wonder if we're gonna duel him as well. Probably. Pillhouse's machines are known for their mobility. New model, you'll be at a disadvantage. Conditions of the duel are decided exclusively by the dueling committee. The fact that Elon is hanging around at the dueling committee so often surely had no impact on their decision whatsoever. It was completely non-partial decision to have the duel be held in an environment where Suletta is essentially immobile. Right? It's for the benefit of both participants. I I really, with every scene Chuchu is in, I grow to love her more and more. Now she's slav squatting. You might not like it, but this is the perfect girl. All that's missing is a bat with nails swung over her shoulder, and she's gonna be like perfection incarnate. Some scrap units, but you can maybe whip up something out of 3 of them. You can make 1 working. A candle. I won't survive the one after that, probably. And yeah, he's not a clone. A surrogate. And if you win, if you do good, yeah, if you get us the bride, we'll give you your face back. We'll give you your, like, personhood back. Interesting. Why did you accept the role of my double? Interesting. I honestly fully expected clones, 100%. I didn't expect a face-off situation. I did not expect to be reminded of Nicolas Cage's of Nicolas Cage playing John Travolta and John Travolta playing Nicolas Cage. If you haven't seen Face Off, watch it. It's a cinematographic masterpiece. Honestly, it should win every Emmy, every Oscar, and every other reward under the sun. Uh, and I heard that there are some plans to maybe make a sequel. Uh, I don't know. Also, speaking of movies, if you haven't seen The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, go and watch it. It's the most Nick Cage movie out of Nick Cage movies. It's a Nick Cage movie where Nick Cage plays Nick Cage. How much better can you get? But yeah, enough about that. Why did he accept it? Borderline poverty? Probably. Maybe wanting some medicine for his mother? Something along those lines. People do desperate things in desperate times. Elon was only kind to me because that was his plan. Essentially, yes. That's just how you are. You act on your own without listening to me. Yeah, no time to feel sorry. Just do what you want to do. Uh, I love how much of a tsundere Mio is. And it's not the, like, annoying type of tsundere that's gonna do something and then blush and go baka. No, she's like the classic tsundere, not the modern tsundere. And I'm in for it. Yeah, with everybody saying that, oh, Suletta will surely win. I have faith in my daughter. When Suletta wins, I have faith in Suletta. I fully expected her to lose. And I guess my expectations were subverted because I was expecting them to be subverted. And because they weren't subverted, that was a subversion of my belief in a subversion, in a way. Wants to talk to Elan. Nobody at Pale House knows a thing about that Farak machine either. Yeah, nobody knows anything about Elan, about his machine. They aren't really a team. That's the thing. They aren't really a house. It's Elan and the goons and the whatevers. Elan is the centerpiece. He matters. He alone. That's depressing. Why do I have to duel? What do you want with Ariel? Do I really annoy you? Tell me all about yourself. Then sings Happy Birthday. Happy Birthday is a really significant part of this series, isn't it? You really do annoy me. Duel time. uh, I guess it is kind of safe to duel in space unless they get like super close to the station, because it seems like their laser beams or plasma beams or whatever do fizzle out after a certain distance. So as long as they keep their distance from the space station, it's mostly safe. And if they crash into it, I guess it has some protection against space debris. Solar panels might get shattered, but the hull probably would be fine. I don't know. Farak launching. Yeah, tell me all about yourself, of course. Fix release. Standard dueling at first, but I really thought that Elan's undoing is gonna be his. I don't want to call it the berserk rage, but abandoning a bit of that reason, a bit of that being methodical and just wailing away at Suletta because he has frustrations that he has to unload. Yeah, he has some hate to show. Like, here, right? We have everything, friends, family, even hope. Why can't you spare me this victory? It's just too unfair. Now I understand his stance a little bit. I thought he's just like an ant. Not that he's an ant. I thought that he's just one of the type of character who's always brooding and always lonely, and then asking suddenly, God, why am I so lonely? Why don't I have any friends? There's that skit with a kid going through, or is it a bit of a cartoon? I don't remember. But essentially, there's a kid, like an emo boy, going through the hallways, all sad and talking about how, like, clutching his books and going all about how he doesn't have any friends and nobody's friendly and the life sucks and whatnot. Meanwhile, everybody around him is like, "Hey, Peter, sup, Peter? Nice to see you. Yo, Peter!" And he just doesn't notice that. That was the vibe I was getting from Ilan. But no, he just knows he's disposable. He knows he's going to die, and he knows that he doesn't even have a personhood. It seems that even his previous memories were erased. Besides that one memory of the candle. Yeah, he uses Permet Score 3, uses the Gundam. How is it not a dead giveaway? It's a Gundam. That's weird to me. Like, they're referred to as Gundam, and we don't see any other mobile suit have those Gundam. So if something has Gundam, it's probably a Gundam. And nobody gives any fucks that apparently uh, his machine, whose name I already forgot, Farakt. Farakt. Farakt is a Gundam. Ah, her electrical systems will be blown. Yeah, it's an EMP beam, but She is better at controlling her Gundbits. Uh, see, life being expelled isn't that bad. He can just chill out. He can just sit under a tree with a cup of coffee and watch some sports on the telly and just have fun and just chill. No pressure from the house, no pressure to keep winning duels, no pressure to be the holder. Just, relax. Take it easy. Yeah, that was essentially my feelings when I lost my first job due to reductions due to COVID. I was like, hey, I'll have to wake up tomorrow. I can just sleep in. I can go for a walk. How cool is that? And now I have a job again. And now I can't go for walks again because I have a fucking job. Please give me Patreon money so I can live off YouTube. No, just kidding. Only give me Patreon money if you feel like I deserve it, or if you feel like you want something that those tiers offer. Uh, oh, okay, he has a tent. Yeah, I was wondering for a moment before then, what was that bag that he had? Is it like his, I don't know, his clothes that he left at the dorms? But he surely had more. Then again, do they even need more clothes? Like, if their clothes can just change color, they probably have a self-cleaning function as well. So they probably don't need like a second set of their school uniform. So what he got was probably just the tent. That's cool. He's gonna be the resident hermit. Past his pride, right? The wise man who was once battling the best. I was a holder once, and now you come for advice to me? Oh, I no longer deal with the adventuring things. I'm an old man now. Would be cool if he became this kind of a character, but he's too old for that, and his voice isn't creaky enough. Give me your strength. I give you my strength, Suletta. You don't need wings in vacuum. They don't provide lift, they don't provide stabilization. Wings in vacuum literally make no sense, Suletta. I know they look cool, because you look like a jet, but they provide no benefit. And he loses concentration. Briefly. Okay, they're past essentially boys that mark how far you can go. Data storm has exceeded acceptable limits. Did he see a vision there, or is it just the pain from the data storm? No, just the pain and closing his eyes. When Suletta created all those gun bits, I thought she's just gonna blow through that asteroid, but no, she just cold went full cold-blooded went after Ilan. Now Ilan has food guns, not in the meaning of something that can like shooting yourself in the foot, but he has literal food guns. Hits the jetpack. Belmeria Winston, your diagnosis missed the mark. Who the fuck is Belmeria Winston? I'll at least deny your worth. Your diagnosis missed the mark. Is it like that he's never gonna be able to reach Pyramid Score 4? Or that if he goes Pyramid Score 4 he dies? Or that this is going to be his last duel? That diagnosis? Belmeria Winston, is that the woman who Suletta's mother apparently has some 21-year-old beef with? I don't know, maybe. And this EMP blast. Honestly surprised. I'm honestly surprised that nobody at this point thought of using EMP in combat. besides Farag that uses those EMP lasers essentially, but nobody like came up with an EMP blast. And I'm surprised that he's surprised and everybody is surprised. What was that? What was that? I mean, we are in the nothing's moving. What did she do? Like, we in 21st century know what an EMP is. We know how to cause an EMP blast. You need, if I'm not mistaken, a small little neutron bomb. Yeah, like neutron bombs, when they explode, they release a lot of electromagnetic radiation, electromagnetic pulse. So you just need to detonate a tiny little neutron bomb, and that's an EMP, and it fries any and all electronic devices in the range, unless they are like specially protected. There are ways that you can protect against EMP surges. Some places like laboratories and stuff do use them because solar storms from our very own sun are essentially EMP pulses, cause EMP pulses, and if a particularly bad solar storm happens one day, there is a chance that all the electronics on the side of the Earth that is facing towards the sun are gonna be fried. So that's another existential fear to add to your collection. But yeah, I'm surprised that nobody knows about EMPs. Surprised that people are surprised. And he sees. Is this the image of like Suletta inside of her Gundam, but with the Gundam stripped away? Is he like entering the permit zone or something like that? Or is it just delusions caused by the data storm? You're something. Yeah, it's they're circling around like laughing children. Is it young Suletta? Is it Airi? She was named Airi back then. Is it her? Is it Elon's memories? No, it's Gunbits. But no, real. What the fuck was that? And that's an easy win for Suletta. Of course, everybody is surprised. What the fuck was that pulse? Because again, for some reason, nobody in the 37th century or whatever year it is knows about EMPs. Did you get record of that? Collecting data. I feel like I could hear your voice more than ever today. Something just came to my mind. Single line. Gundams have souls. Maybe not souls in like a religious understanding, but they have personalities and memories and things like that. And Suletta is like getting more and more in sync with Ariel to the point where eventually they will be able to communicate. And those Gundbits are like Ariel's children. Maybe that's why Elon saw them as laughing children. I don't know. Elon is just waiting for death. Remembers what was the candle all about. He had a mother, probably mother, who was celebrating his birthday. There are people who will celebrate your birthday. I'm one of them. I can tolerate some minor two-timing. She's very tolerant, isn't she? As long as she's the head wife, all's fine. And this is a beautiful shot. I'm glad it's getting live streamed. Waiting for Elan. I really did not expect what's happening here. You could always choose to feed the jeweled data. Enhanced person who can't carry out their orders has no future. Like literally. Not even any like sedation, not even any humane way of disposing of him. Incineration. At least he's happy though. Celebrating his birthday as the incinerator starts. And another instance of two people, one of them being Suletta, singing happy birthday song, and one of them dying. Suletta, please never sing this song again. It kills people. Now, part of me wants to believe that it might be for the better for Elon. Like, we know that people who suffered data storms are like bedridden for life and suffering, and he was already on the verge of completely failing in bodily functions and everything. So maybe it was an act of mercy. Like, that's what I want to tell myself, even though I honestly fucking hate the mindset of dying as an act of mercy. uh, it just makes me severely uncomfortable. And but maybe in this case, like, it's a small attempt at making myself feel better, but it's the only thing I have. I honestly didn't expect this to happen. I thought that maybe he's gonna be treated like Ghoul. He's just gonna be thrown away. Maybe he's gonna be given his old face back and his memories are gonna be wiped or something and he's gonna be released, but no, he's just gonna be incinerated. I wonder if he's gonna be returned or a different version of him, different enhanced person carrying Ilan's face. And there's gonna be that moment of that version not remembering anything about Suletta and Suletta being all weirded out and hurt about the dude not remembering anything. And perhaps even having a different personality. I'm gonna note it down. Different Elan returns Suletta confused. And the last bit of art. Shall we Gundam? Last bit of art with Elan. I think that's Farakt. Standing on Farakt. Now seeing him in the opening is gonna hit different. I fully, honestly, 100% did not expect them to kill off any characters. Perhaps I should have. Perhaps I should have. Okay, that was episode 6. And what an episode it was. The combat was cool, for sure. The details we learned about Elan were very interesting and very unforeseen, very surprising that he's not a clone. He's been modified to look like the OG Elan. It also kind of breaks my expectation, my uh, prediction that all of the Bishonens are gonna keep joining Suletta's harem one by one, and everybody's gonna rebel against their parent company. And the finale of maybe not this season, but the next season is going to be that big uprising against the companies by their heirs, essentially. Uh, Guel's expulsion from the Jetruk house uh, really solidified that belief in me that he's fully gonna join the team now and he's gonna be again on the side of good and he's gonna be our, antagonist turned friend character. But with Ilan just being killed off and a new Ilan arriving, that's one. Uh, that's one Bishonen out of the equation. Unless the new Ilan is gonna join us. Then there's all the other Bishonens and one girl who still might join us, but I'm not entirely sure of that either by now. For all I know, they all might die if they defy their companies, their corporations. Yeah, this episode really shook my understanding of this series, where I'm no longer sure in what we'll see. Right? Because when you watch a series for a few episodes, you eventually enter that sense of security, where you know more or less how they do things, whether they kill off their characters or they don't, whether everything has a happy ending or doesn't, whether people who are antagonists become friends or don't. Right? You get a feeling for those things, and I thought, not not thought, I did have a feeling for this series. That sure, the prologue was dark, but in here it's serious, sure, but not to the degree of the prologue. It's mostly just school life, Suletta having fun, and then corporate bullshittery going in the background. This episode invalidated that belief. So now I'm no longer sure. When it's time for, I don't know, Chuchu to fight someone, I can no longer be sure that Chuchu is going to survive, because they are not averse to killing their characters. Huh. I honestly envy you guys that now you have a free week and you can take a week to process that. 2 weeks actually to process that fully. Because next week I'm jumping straight into episode 7. Surprising episode. Very much so. Good, don't get me wrong, and it set up many things that have potential. We now have that girl who's working for the Pale, for the Corpus, and she has some beef with Suletta's mother. We know that Suletta's mother's goal was to bait out the witch, so bait out Ilan, uh, to expose that the Corpus is experimenting with Gundams in front of the bearded chairman. Is her plan to essentially start taking corporations down one by one, where the Jetrek family, the Jetrek Corporation, is already weakened because Guel no longer has Miorin as her bride, so that's part of the plan. And now Pale Company can be exposed for their work on Gundams, so that's gonna be another one down. Is that what we're going for here? And she's using Suletta as maybe not a tool, but because Suletta isn't like taking direct orders from her mother. It's rather that her mother is making the best use she can out of what Suletta does. So not really a proxy, but a catalyst. I think a catalyst. That's a good way to describe Suletta. She's a catalyst for the change. She doesn't instill all that much change herself, but her actions indirectly allow other forces to work in the background to instill that change. That's cool. That's cool. I'm excited for the next episode, but I'm also afraid because I no longer feel secure. And I fear for Suletta and her reaction when if, rather, I'm afraid both ways. I'm afraid of Suletta's reaction when a new Ilan arrives and he has no recollection of their promise of ever saying anything about the birthday and stuff like that. And I'm equally as afraid of seeing Suletta being heartbroken over Ilan just disappearing off the face of the earth. I wonder how they're gonna cover that. If that is the case, did he transfer away from the school? Did he die in a tragic accident? Or are they gonna bring him back? But how then they explain memory discrepancies? I don't know. Either way, we are up for some pain, I feel. Oh boy. Oh boy. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say on the topic of this episode. Maybe you do, however, and if you do have something more to say, I no longer have to be afraid of spoilers. So talk to me in the comments down below. What did you think of this episode, my reaction, my theories, stuff like that? If you do want to discuss something from that you deem spoilery, maybe from like auxiliary media or something, Discord is still here, also in the description. There's a Gundam channel where you can discuss everything. And hey, join the server even if you don't need to talk about spoilers, if you just want to hang around with all the people in there and I don't know, get some sneak peeks and photos from my excursions around the city and stuff like that. It can be fun sometimes. Yeah, that's Discord. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, but tell me why so I can improve. Subscribe to that channel to be notified of future releases of not only Gundam Witch from Mercury, but also Symphogear Access, also Tensei, Shitara, and Deshita, Arknights, Prelude to Dawn from a semi-veteran player. I'm level 97 right now, I believe. So yeah, that speaks to my veterancy. And also the management of a novice alchemist, and also the Madoka Magica movie Rebellion that I'm gonna be watching in the week that I get my Elgato in whatever day I have free. And I'm like fully in shape because you need a lot of mental fortitude, I feel, to watch something like Madoka Magica Rebellion. And where the fuck are those ants coming from? I know where they're coming from. From my downstairs neighbors, probably. Uh, okay, what's next? Subscribe. Click the bell to be notified of my live streams because I do stream Stulti Paranavis Arknights event, for example, or some alchemy stars and some other stuff I do stream as well. If you want to help the channel monetarily, you can do that on Patreon. $10 a month, you get early access to non-seasonals like Symphogear, like Madoka, like whatever comes in the future. And for just $1, you get a role on the Discord and a place in the credits that you will see very, very shortly. On Throne, you can pitch in directly towards my purchase of better lighting, better camera, although now that I ordered a better camera, that's kind of a moot point. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, share my content, spread the word. It really does help the channel a lot, and I mean it. And with all of that out of the way, with this mess of an outro, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's the credits. Here's all the people who decided it's worth to support me. And do you decide that as well or not? I wonder. No pressure though.